Now, when two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, the corresponding angles are equal. This is what we are going to prove in today's topic. So, let's begin. Say we have L1 and L2 as a pair of two lines that are parallel to each other. And T1 is the transversal. In this case, we see here is one angle and here is another angle. Whenever two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, the pair of these two angles are always equal. And these two angles are called the corresponding angles. It may make any angle with this line or any angle with this line, but these two angles are always going to be equal. Otherwise, if they are not equal, these two lines L1 and L2 will not be parallel. You can draw it and check it for yourself. We have another pair of parallel lines, say L3 and L4. And T2 is another transversal. Here we have the corresponding angle, this angle and this angle. Let's call it X and Y. Here this angle was different and here this angle was different. Even then, these two are going to be equal. Now you can always measure it with the help of a protractor to verify it. They are always going to be equal. The corresponding angles are always going to be equal. In case they are not equal, the lines are not going to be parallel. So, whenever two parallel lines are hit by a transversal or cut by a transversal, the pair of corresponding angles are equal. Now, let's call it angle 1 and let's call it angle 2. So, we will have angle 1 is equal to angle 2. This is just one pair of corresponding angle. But is this the only pair? No. Here, let's call it angle 3 and let's call it angle 4. These two are again corresponding. So, angle 3 is going to be equal to angle 4. And if we call it angle 5, what is going to be the corresponding angle of angle 5? It's going to be this. Let's call it 6. And what is going to be the corresponding angle of this angle? Let's call it 7. It's going to be this angle. It's 8. So, the other pair of corresponding angles that we have is angle 5 is equal to angle 6 and angle 7 is going to be equal to angle 8. So, whenever two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, the corresponding angles are always equal. If they are not equal, the lines are not parallel.